Alrighty guys, what is going up? I hope you guys are all having a great and amazing day today. Now in today's episode, we're going to be talking about ARKK. This is backed by ARK Invest. We're going to be breaking down, is this the best ETF to buy for 2021? We're going to be breaking down pretty much everything you need to understand for investing in this ETF. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you guys get anything of value, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you guys want to learn more about investing in the stock market, go ahead and check out my course, and you guys can use promo code dividends to get 50% off. So at least check it out. So now, first link down below, roll the intro, let's go. Bam. So now, what is an ETF and what makes ARK so special? Well, an ETF is pretty much just a pool of stocks. So imagine if you guys wanted to invest into the top 500 companies out there. You would probably choose SPY. This is the S&P 500 ETF. There's a ton of ETFs, and really the main reason why people invest with ETF is because you get diversification, it's super low cost, and most of the time you guys can get dividends, and it's a super easy way to invest in a pool of stocks with little or lower risk. But now, what is ARK? Well, ARK is backed by ARK Invest, and this is a disruptive ETF. So a lot of the holdings are pretty much companies that are disruptive in their sectors. So they are like front runners in their sector. They are companies that are changing the game, and just they're outside the norm of things, which as an investor, that could bring on a ton of opportunity, but also a ton of risk. So now the average holdings for ARK is around 33 to 55 stocks. So just imagine they are actively buying and pretty much selling different positions in the ETF to make it more appealing for investors. Not to mention the top 10 holdings on this are off the charts. Look at them right here. You know, let's just run through a couple. We have Tesla, we have Roku, CRISPR, we got Square, and a lot of these other ones right here, as you guys can see. So all those companies in there are obviously front runners or companies that are trying to change the way of things, which is really cool. Now, when evaluating an ETF, it's always smart to look at a couple of things. First, let's look at the expense ratio. The expense ratio is still under my 1% rule, coming in at around 0.75%. So yes, it's still pretty expensive for the norm. You know, if you compare this to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is 0.04%. So you guys can see that ARK definitely has a little more in fees, but look at the year to date. The year to date is up around 83% compared to the S&P 500 at 16%. So me personally, I would rather pay a little more in fees and get a little better performance. So now, when investing in ARK, what is the best strategy so you guys can get the pretty much highest upside and the lowest downside? Well, me personally, I like a strategy called dollar cost averaging. I know a lot of people are probably tired of me hearing it, but let me break it down on how it is honestly amazing. So really what you do is you figure out how much you guys want to invest. So if let's say you want to invest $1,000 into ARK, that's your end goal. So what you do is you will invest $100 per week over the next 10 weeks or the next 10 months. That's up to you. But what it does is it gets a good average price for that time period. Now what that does is whether the stock's going up or down, you're still going to be in a good spot. So if the stock's going up, you're still making money because the share price and the ETF's going up. And if the ETF or stock's falling down, what you're doing is you're just averaging your price down. So when the ETF recovers, you make a lot more money. So now what this does is it brings lower volatility because you're not trading all at once, and really the risk level is extremely low because you're spreading out that principal payment. So now, what would I rate ARK? Is it a buy? Absolutely, it's a buy. The holdings are phenomenal, the performance, you always hope that momentum is going to continue, but I would still classify this as a mild risk. This ETF definitely carries a little more risk than an ETF like SPY. The reason why that is because SPY has over 500 companies in the holdings, and this only has around 33 to 55. So if let's say these sectors get hit pretty hard, you know, if they're in the S&P 500, there's still, you know, 450 other stocks that could be performing well, and if these get hit pretty hard, definitely this ETF could fall down a little bit. But overall, this is still an amazing ETF, and I would highly recommend it. So now let's actually go ahead and look at the chart. Let's try to find some support, some resistance, and obviously if you guys are going to do your one lump sum investment, try to find a good opportunity to buy. Alrighty guys, so we have ETF ARKK. You guys can see the 2020 performance is honestly almost off the charts, but breaking this ETF down, resistance here at 137, strong support here at 90, some more resistance that would probably act as new support for this stock at 106. So you guys can see it had a beautiful rally, used this 200 moving average line as some support, came down, tapped it, rallied up, consolidated, tapped this 9 moving average line. Now classifying this 9 moving average line as some overall support. So now when this little peak falls right down in here, down to 117, this could be a good opportunity for the one lump sum investment, setting your stops right below it, because you guys can see it's hit it in here and we got some buying pressure. It's hit it all in here and we got extreme buying pressure. So I honestly do believe that there's going to be some support coming in probably at 115 to 117. Set your stops at 110, and that could be a good swing trade. Risking $5-10 to try to make 20 or 30 it would be a perfect risk and reward ratio. So that is how I would break down for a one lump sum investment on ARK. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and if you guys want to learn more about investing in the stock market, go ahead and check out my course, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bang.